Om Shanti. Welcome back. Om Shanti. In the series of Knowing RajYoga, today we have a very important chapter. The name of this chapter is Knowing the Bigger Picture. Knowing the Bigger Picture. And this chapter is going to give almost answer of 90% of questions of your life. After this chapter, there are few things which we will be able to do in our life. After this chapter, we will be able to forgive a person who did something wrong with us. It's a very big deal. After this chapter, we'll be able to understand most of the why type of questions of our life. We usually ask a question, why me? We usually ask a question, why this person is uh, not good with me, why he or she is like this to me. So, all these questions we will be able to answer in this session. After this chapter, you will be able to make your perspective very big, so that you're able to understand the vastness of the big world eternal drama, that everything and anything which we are crossing through is not exactly what is visible. All the stories which we can see around, all our life stories, are a part of one big story. And each and every character, no matter how positive or negative that character is, no matter how painful that relation is with me, no matter how much I am carrying or I am just dragging that relation in my life or that character in my life, I will be able to understand all these stories, all these characters are very important for the big story, for the big drama. And each of us are equally important to complete this story, the big picture. And if I am able to understand this, all of us are equally important, all the characters are equally important for the big picture. I will be able to make myself witness in different situations. Being witness at the time of situations is a very big deal. It's a very nice spiritual power. It's a spiritual ability that if you are able to become witness at times, you actually just being witness, we can win the game. So we solve problem by being witness. So this is the chapter of knowing the bigger picture. Now, what is the basic bigger picture? Now let us, when we are talking about bigger picture, let us come and start with the smaller picture. What's the smaller picture basically? All my questions are smaller pictures. Basically, if I tell you in a very simple words, today's chapter is karma philosophy. One of our participants, I think Nagesh or Naresh, somebody asked this question 2 days back, and I will really refer that person to uh, be attentive so that they can understand. Naresh bhai, yes, so you can understand this chapter with a different perspective. This is understanding of cause and effect. What is the smaller picture? All these things that why soul come down to earth to take a new birth, why we were happy at our home, why to come down, okay, why I don't like this person in my life, but why I need to bang my head with this person all the time? Why I am I have a tendency of fear, why I am overspoken person, why I have such personality, why I am in pain, why the other person is in happiness. All this why. Acha. Next, when? When can I go back? When can my problems be solved? When will I come out of this problem? All these when are also going to get answered. The next, how? That's a big deal. How to go out of it? I think that how will still remain there, and we will be understanding that how part in our upcoming sessions. So let us start the bigger picture and all these questions. This picture is almost a type of a story which we learned, the story of mom and child in our Going Beyond chapter, if you were present at that time. So we are sharing one slide with you, and you can see there are two dimensions. One is energy dimension and another is material dimension. We understand this energy dimension and material dimension. Energy dimension means where everything which exists, it is exists in form of energy only. And there is a material dimension. Material dimension means here, although energy is existing, but energy need to take a support of any matter to exist in this place. So in energy dimension, there is our home, the place where we exist in our original form, souls and the Father of soul, God the divine. We all were very happy in our home. That is energy dimension. We were away from the identity of this physical body. We were at my final level of peace. We were very comfortable in home. But sometimes comfort only is not enough. And there, because all the souls are an artist, so soul wanted to show the art. And to show the art, soul required an a soul required a stage. And that stage was material dimension. Soul was supposed to come to material dimension. But the problem was, as there is a change of dimension, soul was not supposed to penetrate other dimension as it is. It needed to get one support of material. In a very simple language, I will say soul needed one spacesuit. And then soul take in one spacesuit that is called body. So as soon as soul takes a spacesuit, body, this is called birth. Soul get incorporated in a body. This is called birth. And slowly, not one soul, there are many souls who came down. And slowly, we colonize. There are many births, and we colonize here in material dimension. They all take in different spacesuits. Basically, as yesterday one question was asked, is there identification for a soul? Exactly not. Souls were very similar when they were in home. There is no differentiation between any soul. And actually, Father was equally available for all the souls. And Father was giving love actually to all the souls very equally. But when we need to go to the stage to perform, because every person is going to perform in their own way. It is required to carry a different character. And carrying this different character, we started, first thing, we started carrying a different space suits. Like in our places also, in if there are some identical twins in house, what we do, we usually make some identification part on them. We make their hair cut in a different way. We make like their dresses in a different color so that we can identify them at one glance. In our Ahmedabad center, there are two brothers. They are identical twins, and they are so similar. One is having a specs and another is not. It was very difficult to identify them. So I know this thing, and this mm, uh, here also, all identical souls came down. They started taking unique spacesuits. Now, mind it, we took our spacesuit with our choices. Which type of a spacesuit I prefer to go in, I chose it and I went inside. There are some references of choices which I will let you know in some time. Then, as we colonize here, we got a society, many friends, and all the souls. We came here to play our role, to glorify the name of Father, to show our art. And then we start having some possessions in my life. We build some house. We start making our life comfortable. We build some house, offices, we have a car or something, many things. This is my beautiful drawing, so you have no escape from this. And so then we did, in order to playing the role, slowly, what happened? Because we were playing very nicely, this group of people here, souls in their spacesuits, in material dimension, now they try to make more unique identification for every character, and that is how we started. Actually, we came down with only one identification from home, that I am a soul, I'm going in a spacesuit. But coming here, most of us had one profession, many of us talk in one language. So then we try to make unique identification with combination of different identifications. And these identifications are like, these are some titles we receive in material dimension. There may be name, that may be means name we received here in material dimension, gender, profession, and then we come to have language, then nationality, then religion, all these things, and there are many more. There are many more identifications. You can say these are many more titles which we earn here after coming this material dimension. At home, we didn't have any name or gender or profession or language or nationality, religion, region, nothing. We were beyond all these things. So, all these titles we receive here because of our very good action, very good acting. And then, receiving all these titles, we get some rewards also. We get some rewards and we have some expenses to play this role. And these rewards are, we can say, in form of bills and checks. Checks are those rewards which the other players, other role makers, they are trying to pay me. And bills are those things which I need to pay others. In a simple language, you can say these are blessings and curse. Duai, baduai. Positive energy, negative energy, all these things you can say to bills. The most simple language, what I wanted to write here are bills and checks. So In order to play the role, in order to colonize here, in order to get all these small titles, name, gender, profession, religion, reason, nationality, language, what happened? I actually generated, I actually taken many bills and checks in my life. And carrying, oh, and further also, I am playing my role to actually, according to the balance of all these bills and checks. Slowly, 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 as the time crosses, one day I feel like, one day or sometime, I feel like, means soul feels like, this costume, this spacesuit is no more useful for me. Either it has become old or it is ruined by some reason, maybe like disease or accident or anything. And that day, soul decides to leave this costume. And that part of life is called death. As soon as there is a death, as soon as soul gets disassociated with this body, soul immediately try to penetrate out of this material dimension. Soul thinks to just go home. Soul just try to go away home, back in peace, in my peaceful home, the loveful place I come from. As soon as soul leaves this costume, soul get that memory on of home, and soul just try to run. But there is one barrier which doesn't allow me to go back home, and that is there are some unpaid bills, uncashed checks. There are some accounts with people, positive or negative, yes or no. I am not telling you about good karma, bad karma, this karma, that karma. I am giving you holistic idea of karma. Good and teach me. I know that. You have. So what happens? These unpaid bills and uncashed checks, they doesn't allow me to go back home. And then there is only other choice remain, because soul in its energy form, it can only exist in home. So energy form, soul cannot stay without home. So the other choice is again go for a new costume. Going for the new costume is a new birth. And this new birth is again based on my unpaid bills and uncashed checks. Whatever is the best, easiest place to take birth, whatever is the easiest, means most versatile costume where I'm able to pay my bill, whatever is that family where I can pay my bills or I can encash my checks. That place, soul just fly off and soul try to take a new costume over there. And then again, the same cycle get repeated. You know what happened? Going through this cycle once, twice, thrice. Slowly, 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 it so happened I really forget that I am taking this costume to act. It is almost like the pilot is sleeping and we put that aircraft in autopilot mode. And I absolutely forget that I am a soul in this costume. I came from home to play a role. And that is why we get trapped in all these titles here. I started identifying myself with these titles, which are actually my titles for my role play, name, gender, profession, language, nationality, religion, region, anything. We started thinking that this is me. We started thinking that if I ask you a question, who are you? You will say, Ruchi, means somebody, I say, Ruchi. If I ask, no, 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 this is your name. Who are you? I'm a lady. I'm an Indian. I'm a Hindi. I'm a English. I'm a Telugu. I am, I am IT professional. I'm a lawyer. I'm a teacher. So all this I am, these are actually uh, received here in material dimension. You know, out of all the balances, there is one more important balance is balance of energy dimension consciousness and material dimension consciousness. Being in material dimension physically, meditation helps us to generate that energy dimension consciousness so that I come aware with my bills and checks, and spirituality help me not to generate any more bills and checks. Meditation helped me paying off my bills and encashing my checks so that I make a zero balance. And once it is a zero balance, this path to go up will open. The path to go up where you can find a cross over there. We are not able to go up. Once there is zero balance, will go up. So nothing remain over there. So nothing, no balance is there. We will go back. So this is how. This is the bigger picture. We all are part of this big drama. You know, thank you so much for this slide. I think if required, we will use this slide again. You know, when time has changed a lot in this big drama, we have seen time only according to our physical age. You know, one beautiful thing I will tell you. Um, Today, we used to say, world is not peaceful, world is not safe. We used to say, like, no, no, no. People earlier were very good. If you ask my mom and dad, when I took birth, that time also they used to say, world is not peaceful. I need to take care of my child very nicely because world is not peaceful, world is not safe. You know, if you meet their mom and dad, my grandparents, when my parents took a birth, that time also people were saying world is not peaceful, world is not safe. Basically, what is that memory that comparative to that we used to say world is not peaceful, world is not safe. As far as I remember, we all have not seen any world peaceful. Since we have taken birth, we have seen wars, we have seen corruptions, we have seen fights, we have seen cheating, we have seen scams, all the things. Then also we keep saying world is not peaceful. That means I have an understanding, a deep understanding inside. There is some world which is very peaceful. What is that world which was very peaceful? And how do I remember that world? Say, for example, if I ask you, what's the color of this curtain? You will say white. And now, if I change the question and ask you, what's the color of this sari? You will say, sister, white. This is off white. And if I ask you another question, what is the color of WebEx ambience? You will say, sister, that is white, milky white, and your sari is bluish white. So, once your knowledge is increasing, comparatively, you keep saying off white, blue white, milky white, more white, less white. When you are saying less peaceful, not peaceful, that means you have an idea of absolute peaceful place. And this is the proof. Can we see that picture again? This is the proof that we all have a memory of home, the absolute peaceful place. We came from there. We actually, this is the place beyond any chaos. And through meditation, we try to travel this journey. Sitting down here, I try to go up home consciously. This is meditation. What happened, when I came down to colonize on this material dimension, very first time, the very first society, that was very beautiful society because we didn't forget ourselves immediately. We forget ourselves when all these labels come in my life. Then only I forget myself. That time, we remember ourselves very nicely that I am a soul, I am in this costume, I came to play the role. There's a, and that time, I, the soul, was helping this costume to, I was nourishing this costume to play the role nicely. That was not an autopilot mode. I didn't forget that. And that time was the most beautiful time, like, golden age on earth. Everything was nice. Everything was so beautiful. And communication between every person was on the basis of, like, energy dimension and energy being in this material body. But slowly, 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 coming into all these identities, acquired identities, name, religion, and all, I slowly forget. This is not done in one cycle itself. Many cycles repeated, number of time, many cycles repeated. Many times when the cycle repeated, that then only many bills and checks get acquired, get balanced in my bag. And then I started forgetting my real identity. I started forgetting that this is a costume only, this is temporary. And then we were taken over by the role. We went into an autopilot mode, and soul just left its real identity. Thank you for the slide. And then now, this is the time when God is helping you, Father is helping you to get up. Just get up. Open your third eye, the eye of wisdom. Try to understand the reality. You are a being of energy, came from energy dimension, in this material dimension, in this world. You came to play the role. You are carrying a big balance of checks and bills in your bag because of your role. And now try to pay off, try to encash, make your balance zero, come back home. And this is why, if you go to any religion, if you go to any person, people are actually asking about liberation, liberation from the road, moksha. People ask going beyond, going away. This home is explained in every religion with different names. If you go deeper in the religion, whichever religion you belong to, I am very sure this home is always explained in religion. But we are not good enough in our religion also. Leave the matter of spirituality aside. So, this is the time to clear off my unpaid bills, uncashed checks and how to do that. Here comes meditation. Now, before meditation, you have separate chapter also. Now, what happened? I really don't know how to clear these bills. I don't know what to do. Now, the easy method, if I have some 15, not 15, 50 bills. Actually, we can have 50,000 bills also. We don't know since how long we are carrying these bills. So I have some 50 bills, and all the bills are from different companies, different people. So there is one method, going to each person, each company, and paying it off. Or nowadays we are in lockdown and log into each company, each person's account, and I pay it off, make a transfer. It's a tedious work. Here, if I need to clear my bills with people, that means I need to live with people all the time, having a clashes, and then I clear means the account of love and hatred and joy and happiness and sadness and pain, and then I clear my account. Actually, we are in the path of that. We are doing it. And you will say, how, sister? I don't think I'm doing it. Let me make it more clear to you. Don't take me otherwise. It sounds little crazy, but it is. Um, if I ask you, you are married. Now, don't, you will laugh at me. If I ask you, why are you married with this person only? Out of the whole world, you find this person, your account. Your account pulls you to that person. Why you are associated in this group of people only, in this team only, your team head is like this only, your boss is such, your subordinate is such, your children are such, your parents are such. Why? Clearing my bills, cashing my checks. This is the answer. Why this person do like this, why this person is, oh, pain of my life, because you are carrying some bills on the name of that person. So this is one method to bang my head with every soul, and I don't know which soul has went in which costume. Then now there's a very important thing you, and I am very sorry to say, but can we have one more time the picture? And say for example, I um, I carry a bill on the name of one of my team members, like Suman. Suman is one of our team member. So I carry a bill on the name of Suman. Can we share that picture once again? Sorry to make problem. Okay, so here we can see we have a society, and there are three people shown in that society. And say, for example, I am shown up there, that the part of birth. Okay, all are souls. Even me, myself is a soul, and people in society are soul. Say, for example, I have got some bills on the name of all these three people, and with the cross of time, I died, and I have not paid their bills. So I went to a new birth. The cycle has moved. I went to a new birth. And that time, it so happened, the other person, the XYZ, they have also taken a new birth, and they went to a new costume. Where I will go to search all these souls? With the course of so many thousands of years have crossed being here, all the souls have changed their costumes. This is a very vague method to pay these bills off. The second method is if there is any way, like it is described in our scriptures, that after death, before going to moksha, before going to home, there is some place where you will find some punishments and you will clear off all your sins there, some place. So that is one method. I'm not sure. After death, what happened, I'm not sure. So I don't know. There is another method, meditation, to clear my bills off. Thank you for the slide. And that meditation is, it's, I sit here, I generate good energy to the environment, to cosmos. And I allow my good energy, I strengthen my energy from here, I keep strengthening. And this energy used to travel all around. And whichever soul requires that energy, it is reaches over there, my bills are clear. Say, for example, which I used to say, like Mahatma Gandhi. Today, at this moment, if some boy was going on a wrong path and somehow he reads or he listens to Mahatma Gandhi's life history and he changes his life in a good life, in a good way of living. So, all this credit goes to Mahatma Gandhi and we all bless him. And what happens next? Do you think our blessings, all those checks which we are sending, this blessings going to waste? Because now Mahatma Gandhi is no more. Mahatma Gandhi, the role, the costume is no more, but the soul is still existing somewhere. And that is how, you know, our good energy travels to that soul, wherever, whichever costume that soul is existing. This is a bank where my goodness and my badness is also get deposited. And this is the only bank in world which gives home delivery. Many a times it so happen, you know, each karma is like a FD deposited in bank with a maturity time, and it get mature after that time and giving the mature value of it. Sometimes it so happen, I think it happens with you also. Some work which was not just not going to happen, and it all of a sudden it occurs, and we say, I don't know whose blessings is working, whose blessings are working, but this work is done. Sometimes my work was just going to get done and it was ruined. So then we say, I don't know whose curse is that it is not done. It was almost done, but it is not going, it was not materialized. Why? There was a bill, there was a check, there was a FD, positive or negative FD in my balance, in my bank balance. And all of a sudden, that was the time when this FD was mature. If it was a positive FD, if it was a balance of blessing, it comes in my life and it is smooth in my life. And if it is a negative FD, if it is a balance of curse, which actually I generated because of my previous role, it actually come back to my life and it ruins my work. It makes creates hurdles in my life. There is another way of meditation where we can clear off all my previous bills and checks, thinking positive, seeing people as their role, getting disassociated for ourselves from being and role, and for themselves also, that they are different from their role. Forgiving people because it is the script of a story. Whatever they are doing, it is a script of the story. Why they do not understand? Because this is a script of a story. Then, say for example, nowadays Ramayana is coming on TV. Say for example, Ravan. He's a very bad character, all negativity, synonym of negativity. Do one thing, do one thing. Remove that Ravan character from Ramayana. Now tell me Ramayana is existing anymore? No, Ramayana will not exist further. If Ravan, which is the synonym of negativity, Ravan is not existing. So the story collapses. In the same way, every role in this story is important. Every smallest bit of a story is important. If I try to remove one character from this, the story will get collapse. I don't want to make this story collapse. I want make myself hero of this story. I want to make my acting that good so that I can take the best actor award in this story. I want to be that person who go back home with zero balance very first, with uphead, with all happiness. So, this is what is spirituality, and this is what the most brief I can tell you about the big picture. Today, we are not going to meditate because I know you all are engrossed in a cycle of thinking. I know you started thinking a lot. You have many questions. I will always take your questions. Today's homework I will give you. Try to write something about big picture. Take a time of 5-10 minutes from your busy schedule at lockdown and try to observe your story in this big story and all these problem making stories around you and all these problem making stories which are associated with your role and try to just forgive them. Just understand, not forgive them, just understand this is the demand of a story, what they are playing. This, this is to make the crisp of this story and just to sit in that consciousness for some time. Today, we have a holiday for meditation. So, here we close our chapter now for the big picture, and tomorrow we will have theory of meditation, how to clear my bills and checks with the help of meditation. Thank you so much. I'll invite my team to make announcements for the